Well, we're taking it to the next level here, folks. We're going to divide and then simplify your answer as far as possible by factoring. Okay, so we're dividing first and then we're factoring. Okay, so it's gonna require some space, but we can do that. I'm gonna leave some space. I've got 3 compartments to set up here. 1, 2, 3. I've got my x minus 5 over here, and down below I've got my 45. I got my negative 9x. I got my negative 5x squared, and I got my x cubed. Can we still see that? Yes. So now we're just going to start like we normally do. X cubed brings that into an x squared, a negative 5x squared. These two together give me a negative 5x squared. If I already got one, I got a 0x squared. As I said before, we leave the zeros there. Okay, if a zero is here, put a 0 up here. 0 times 0x times x is going to give you the 0x squared. The x by itself just kind of leaves space there. Anytime you have a 0, it's going to wipe it out. It makes it pretty easy to do the math. There's a 0x because 0 times negative 5 is still 0. However, now I've got a negative 9 and a 0. So 0 plus negative 9x, if this is here, then that basically goes there. All right. So x and then negative 9 gives me the 9x squared. Negative 9 times negative 5 is a positive 45. Now they match. The nice thing about this, when we get into this stuff here where we're saying divide then factor, we're back to no remainder. But we're not done. So officially, the way this looks is I've got an x minus 5, and then I've got that on top, and that's an x squared minus 9. But we're told to simplify by factoring as far as possible. That there then is factorable. Okay, so I've got an x minus 5. Yes, that's my initial divisor. This factors to be conjugates. It's the difference of 2 perfect squares. That means this is an x plus 3 and x minus 3, because that's what happens when you do that. Now technically, I guess you could say x plus 3 and x minus 3 are the factors of what remains. But really, the way this is eventually going to look, you're going to say factor this completely, and I'm going to maybe give you a hint as to what the first one is, but really that third power means that there are 3 factors. And wait a second, I've seen that somewhere too. Then we're going to say graph this crazy thing, and just because this is fun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There's a dot there, there's a dot there, and there's a dot there. The end behavior is positive. It's going up because there's a positive 1. So it's going up there, and I know it's a single root, so we're going to cut through like this, we're going to cut through like that. And where, how high up is that? I have no idea. Yes, I do. It's 45. So that's a 45 up there. Y-intercept, cut, 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 bada bing, bada boom. Wave of the future, my people.